Hey guys, time for another video. Okay, what I have for you today is some thrift flips. And actually, I think it's one of my favorite things to do. I call it thrift flips, but I actually picked up some items at a garage sale. I mean, the yard sales were popping over the last weekend. I was able to pick up quite a few nice items. Okay, I'm asking at the end of my video, if you guys like my content, if you would consider smashing that subscribe button, hit that little bell that's going to keep you informed of all my videos. And, give me the thumbs up if you don't mind. It sure helps my channel to grow. And like I said, we're going to get into these videos. It's so fun taking a thrifted item. You can make it your own, change it, do anything you want. And it's very budget friendly. Okay, here's the first piece that I picked up. This was made out of Jenga blocks. And I went in and I did my very best. I stained it with some Waverly Antique Wax. And it did actually have these three little, like, decorative balls attached. And I went in and I removed them. So I have these three little plastic mason jar things that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. And I thought, okay, I will just go in and I will just add me a little jute twine around each one of them. And my scissors were just being like wonky for some reason. They didn't want to work very well. I just tied them in a knot, each one of them. Remind me next time I need a different pair of scissors. Okay, so here we go on the second one. I hope y'all like these thrift flips. Like I said, you can just get things and just fix them up the way you like them. And I guess you would call it like modern farmhouse. These three pieces that I've created for you. Going in, tying it in a knot. I end up having to take the strings completely off because, when you tie jute twine, that it just wants to stick out and go every which direction. So I end up taking them and cutting them all the way down to where I tied the knot. And this specific jute, I don't even know where I got this twine at, but it was a mess. I had to go in and clean up a lot of different places. It looked like it had dirt or something on it. Yeah. Wasn't the best jute I ever got a hold of. Okay, now what I'm showing you right here is where they had those ball things, decorative balls attached. I tried everything. Even my heat gun would not remove that stuff out of there. So I'm going to go in. And of course, I forgot to peel off the sticker prior to recording. So I just take it off the best that I can. And if you hear traffic in the background, I live on the highway. And I swear I can go in the crawl space of my home to get quiet, and somehow it's going to pick up some sort of a noise. Okay, then I'm just doing the I'm doing the second thing. Well, there's another one that's got a tag on it. Just bear with me while I take off this tag, or as much as I can of it. Okay, then I'm going to add some hot glue like I did on the other two around here and place it up on there. And then I just go in and I add some florals from the Dollar Tree. And, I turned this into a really nice little piece. I was very happy with it. And, like I said, it was made out of Jenga blocks. So this just gives me an idea of what I can do if we ever have a Jenga block challenge again. I think it's simple, but it's cute. And I hope you guys like it. Okay, now this piece, this was, I can't say it was a canisters because you don't want to put like sugar or flour in it. It's got 3 separate compartments. I had to go in and, use some wood filler, and then I sanded it off. Now I'm going in with Waverly chalk paint and the color plaster. I was just going to do like a dry brush on it. And then I realized, no, I'm just going to go ahead and do a complete coverage. So I cover this little house all the way around. I tried to get down into the inside of it, but I could only go down so far. Well, this is like one of my favorite projects that I've ever done. It turns out really, really cute in the end. Like, I seen it at the garage sales and I'm like, oh Lord, that's like 1980s, the blue with the hearts and all this and that. And I was like, no, that needs to be updated. And I'm just the one to do it. So flip it around, going around doing this side. I'm speeding it up so y'all won't have to sit and watch the torture of me paint. Okay, guys, here is the 1980s lids that it came with. And I'm going in with black spray paint. Okay, here's the kicker, guys. I get to spray painting and I'm like, oh my God, I got gloss instead of flat. And that makes a big difference when you're doing like Farmhouse. But you know what? I just went with it. Yes, I did. And it took 2 coats of paint to cover this. And I thought, yeah, buddy, this is going to be nice when it's done. Thought about leaving the chimney, paint it white or something. And I thought, no, I'm just going to go ahead and paint that black as well. Thank God it was a nice day out in mid-Missouri because we've been having some crazy weather up here. Like cold one day, hot the next. Okay, now it's finished painting and I finished painting it and it's drying. Here is the original door that came with it. Of course, I painted it black because I was not digging the blue. And I'm just putting it on there with some hot glue. And then, guys, look, I'm going to make some windows. Because all it had was these 2 hearts. 2 blue hearts there. And I measured it out. And first I went in with a white chalk paint marker and I drew some windows. Now I'm just trying to go back in and cover them up. I had to use a Sharpie. I felt like I had to because I shake really, really bad in my hands. And I thought, it would be a mess if I tried to use paint with the little brush. But it all works out. I know they're not perfectly square. But guys, isn't it cute? I mean, look at it. Okay, now I thought in the front what I would do here is I was going to make some flower boxes. So I'm using some wooden squares from the Dollar Tree that I painted in white and some Jenga blocks. If you've ever worked with Jenga blocks, you know that there is no 2 in the package that is the same size. I mean, I'm not kidding. They are like, I got the ones that was the closest. But you can see here in a few minutes that is, kind of off. But I did the best I could on this. One's much longer than the other. And I see that and I'm like, ugh. Then I go in here and I'm just adding some of this little boxwood with some little flowers. And I start looking at it and I'm like, well, there's got to be something, different that I can do here. So I'm just going in. Here in a second, you're going to see me. I pull the Jenga blocks completely off. Because I was like, well, that looks wonky and I'm not feeling it. And see, look, I'm thinking, here I go to take them off. And I thought, I got this bright idea. Okay, well, I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to glue some of that boxwood right there to the side of the house. And I thought, well, that don't look right. Eventually, I end up putting the Jenga blocks back on and just adding more boxwood greenery to it. And it turns out really, really cute. I mean, it's a really, really big piece. So I'm probably going to try to give it to somebody because I don't really have place in my home to store it. But I think it's cute. And here's the finished project, guys. I mean, I think it looks like a little country home. Little farmhouse house. I hope you all like it too. I mean, I would like to have a real house like that. I would love that. Okay, here's the next project. I picked up this mirror and I thought, okay, yeah, this needs some new life too. I'm going in, taking off the hardware. And it was a booger to take off too because here I am trying to lift it and then I realize, oh my goodness, there's screws in the back. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to take every bit of that off. Wished I had my electric screwdriver. Because, I mean, it could have been zippity zip and them things would have been out. Sorry for putting you through the torture of you guys watching me take these screws out of here. Okay, here's the hardware. Now I was going to spray paint it and I thought, well, all I had was that gloss color and it was sprinkling outside and I thought, no, that's not going to work. So I'm going in with some Dollar General chalk paint in the color black. I was trying to get these to stand up so I could paint them. And you'll see here in a second, they just tumble right over. Just like that. So I just had to do one side at a time. And I go in and give it all a complete coverage. Y'all can tell I'm not the neatest painter that there is. I mean, I have to put paper towels down on top of the cardboard that I use because it's like, ooh, I have it everywhere. Okay, now here I go. I'm going to paint it. And I'm using Waverly in the color plaster. Decided I'd go down this direction so you guys could see what I'm doing. Okay. I painted it. And then I got this idea, guys. I'm not sure if you're going to like it, not like it, or I guess it's however you look at it. I went in with these half beads. And I put a big one, a small one, a big one, and a small one all the way around. And then I got this idea, okay, I'm going to paint them. I'm going to went in with the color plaster and paint it over them. I mean, it didn't turn out too bad, you know. It's different looking, I will say that. But I'm quite sure that someone will enjoy this. I mean, I have this, you know, saying that I go by is, you never know until you try something. And so that's what I was doing with this. I was just trying out a new technique and trying to bring life to this old mirror. And I'm just trying to get down into the cracks and crevices of these little beads. And I paint them all the way around. Here's the finished project, guys. And, yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I mean, I like it. I think it's kind of cute. Okay, guys. I ask if you like my content that you hit the subscribe, the bell, and give me a thumbs up. And I really appreciate you stopping by. And I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day.